Damion Crawford, who if you start them a big disruption in PMP and you know come forward and tell Jamaica about it. Now Damion Crawford, come to the front of the line because you will come to talk about today. And we say so? And the delegate them in the PMP say so?
So we're heading into the third week since the Jamaica general election. We know that the Jamaica Labour Party won the election. And at this point, I'm looking for the People's National Party to start organizing and to get themselves together to make sure they keep the government accountable. But instead of that, all week this week, the People's National Party seem to be having an organized meltdown over rumours out there that Damion Crawford is going to challenge Mark Golin. So my question is Damion Crawford the next person to leave the People's National Party? Let's talk about it. Yes, so there's no secret that Damion Crawford hopes to be party leader one day. That is dreams and aspiration that everybody knows that Damion Crawford have. That is no secret. So after the election, I'm hearing some rumbles. I was talking to some people and people that are close to some of the delegates, and people were of the mindset that, look, Damion Crawford would have won this election if he was the head of the People's National Party. That is how some of the delegates felt. And so having that conversation, and didn't think much of the conversation, then I heard Cliff Hughes talking about it. The same thing that I was told. Cliff Hughes was having the same conversation on his show. So I decided to do a reaction to Cliff Hughes' talk show that day, talking about people in the People's National Party, some of the delegates coming out and say, look, them want the Rasta. And in doing the reaction to that, now we see like a meltdown within the People's National Party because people are saying that, look, Damion Crawford wants to challenge Mark Golin, and if Damion Crawford challenge Mark Golin, then Damion Crawford is going to have to leave the People's National Party. Those are some strong words out there. And when Mark Golin came out just days after the election in a press conference with Dayton Campbell, and in that press conference, one of the first things that the opposition leader said was that, look, 27 of the MPs signed a letter to the Governor General that they want Mark Golin to stay on as the opposition leader. And he said one person was out of the country. And when I heard that statement, that was one of the first statements came out of his mouth in the press conference. And I thought that was very strange because I've never seen anything like that happen in the history of the People's National Party. Every time you lose in the People's National Party, it is like automatic that you know that someone might want to challenge. So I thought that, look, this was a strong message, that Mark Golin was sending a strong message in that press conference that, look, don't even think about it. And as I said, listening to Cliff Hughes and some information that Cliff Hughes said he got, they were thinking the same thing, that, look, Mark Golin is putting out the message out there that don't dare challenge. So now, I'm watching all of this week and I'm seeing a lot of People's National Party vloggers and everybody is saying the same thing. I've never seen anything like this before. Every single vlogger is saying the same thing. Everybody is saying that if Damion Crawford challenged, Damion Crawford political career would be over. So this to me look like a strong arm tactics, like they're just trying to like intimidate anyone that wishes to challenge the opposition leader, and that is very strange to me. And while I'm watching all of these vloggers and all of this information coming out threatening Damion Crawford not to challenge Mark Golin, I remember something that the Prime Minister said, and in the moment when he said it, I was just laughing because I'm like, no, like Mark Golin don't have to be in politics. Mark Golin is probably a billionaire. Mark Golin can just go off and retire now. When the Prime Minister said that Mark Golin was drunk for power.
Politics, it is like liquor. When you drink too much of it, you get drunk. And people get drunk on power. But even the fumes of power can get you drunk. Some people have gotten drunk on just the fumes of power.
And to be honest, I didn't think that Mark Golding would have done this. I thought Mark Golding would have opened it up for a challenge and let the delegates choose. The delegates are there for a reason. The delegates are the one that's doing the groundwork. They are on the ground during election time. They are the one that's mobilizing the people. So I honestly believe that Mark Golding was going to open it up and allow the delegates to make the decision, but he didn't do that. And it is interesting because I was watching one of the interviews that he did earlier this year when he interviewed with Let's Be Honest. Like, Mark Golding hinted that, look, he pretty much stumbled in politics, that this is not something that he was very passionate about or something. He's not like a career politician like how you would see like a Damion Crawford or you would see like a Portia Simpson Miller or any of them. He's not a career politician. So based on that, I thought it would have been easy for Mark Golding to say, you know what? If you feel that you can win over me, bring on the challenge.
But in 2007, when the PNP lost after the 18 years, Portia, who was the Sister P, who was a party leader, she reached out and invited me to go into the Senate as one of the 8 opposition senators. And I had time to do that, and I was interested in it.
Yeah, so you just set a company, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I decided, let me give it a try, you know. And I like, you know, the legislative process. And as a lawyer, you have a certain, you're trained in how to read it and understand it and that kind of thing. So that's what I did. And, you know, the nature of things, Jay, you get sucked in, you know, one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
So, you know, next thing I was a spokesperson for industry and commerce, opposition spokesperson. After that, I became treasurer of the party for a period of time. And we won the 2011 elections by a landslide. And I was asked to be Minister of Justice. And that was, you know, 4 to 5 years, really 4 years of hard work. Mm-hmm. And then we lost the election in 2016. But we'd achieved a great deal for Jamaica in those 4 years. And I was kind of ready to ease off. You know, I was, that's my period of public service, looking forward to a much more relaxed life. And then a couple of things happened, and I got drawn back in. There was a vacancy, and myself and Lisa put ourselves forward. And again, I wasn't planning to do this, but people were weighing in on me saying, you have to do this now, this is your time, blah, blah, blah. So I thought about it, me and my wife reasoned about it, pray about it and thing, and eventually decided, all right, I'm going to try to deal with this thing. So I put myself forward, a campaign about 2 months, and the delegates chose me. So I became party leader and leader of the opposition.
Yes, so based on a lot of the conversation that I see going on out there, this just seemed personal for a lot of people having the conversation. And I don't understand why this is so personal. Because the history of the People's National Party, as I said, the first time the People's National Party have any fumble in terms of transitioning from one leader to the other was with Portia Simpson Miller, when everybody wanted to challenge Portia Simpson. Before that, nothing came out in the public. Everything was taken care of by delegates, and nobody outside know anything about it. Portia Simpson Miller was the first time when the media is hearing that a lot of infighting going on in the People's National Party. And since then, it does carry on until now. So I don't understand what is so personal, because the thing is, Michael Manley, People's National Party is people first. People above personal aspiration. The People's National Party don't care about your personal goals, like you want to be prime minister or whatever. The people first. That was the Michael Manley People's National Party that I know. So I am confused where this People's National Party is going. This People's National Party don't seem like the Michael Manley People's National Party. And some of the things that the people said about Damion Crawford, I couldn't believe some of the things that came out of some people's mouth about Damion Crawford. And this is the same Damion Crawford that was on the campaign trail every single day. This same Damion Crawford, and the things that coming out of some people's mouth talking about Damion Crawford is just unbelievable.
Anyway, my people, me hear the Labour right them going around and bragging and hyping up, saying how somebody in the party I go challenge Mark Golding. They must say a Damion Crawford I go challenge Mark Golding. Well, let me make this clear. I want somebody tag Damion Crawford right now. Tagging me people. Let me tell you something. You see, Mark Jefferson Golding, he is the one that unite the party. The party did mash up. The party did mash up. And if anybody feels say, them are going to stand up and challenge Mark Golding, uno have we the bloggers to deal with. Let me tell you that. Whether it's Damion Crawford or somebody else, uno have we to deal with. Because we not going to allow uno to set back the People's National Party. And Damion Crawford, if you really think to do that, brother, you need to left the party from now. Me I tell you, me I warn you, because me personally, I go drag you. Me personally, me I tell you from now. You understand me? So anyone I wanna feel like say, uno can come, yeah, make Andrew Wellness appear, uno think say we are idiot. We are no fool boy, Damion Crawford. If you think say, you are gonna make one thiefing boy, yeah, come make you mash up the People's National Party, it ain't gonna happen. So if you have that in your mind, brother, or anyone I wanna have that in your mind, you better take it out from now. You better take it out, because I only one leader and a one Mark Golding, one Marky G, one Marky British. Me just send out a warning, Damion Crawford, to you or anybody, because me hear the labor right them I say it. Me hear Nationwide mention it one time, so they question you, and you were tight lip. You understand me? So if you feel say, you go turn around and turn backstabber, and we the people are going to allow that, you make a sad mistake. So anyone who have that in our head, or Damion Crawford, if you make the little idiot labor right, them always tell about, make Damion Crawford be Prime Minister, make Damion Crawford be leader, and that flare up in your head, you have a next thing coming. You have we the blogger to deal with, because you, Damion Crawford, will never be our opposition leader, may I tell you from now. You understand me? Tell me now. You tell me now. Can you really believe this? Mighty God of Daniel. Me say if you have that in our intention, take it out. Take it out. Because I said you don't want to set back the People's National Party. So you don't want to take money from Andrew Wellness to set back the People's National Party. You know crazy? You know crazy? Listen to me, Damion Crawford, or anybody else. We feel like say them are going to try to go up against Mark Golding. You no need to come down now. Might as well you just lift up from out of Parliament. Might as well you lift up from out of Parliament. Damion Crawford, you're not ready yet. Let me tell you that. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. Because you know one little debate and the way how you sweat to blouse and skirt. You're not ready yet. So if you have that in your mind, me no know if you have it yes or no, But me just send you a warning, say we the bloggers and the people out here, we don't want you. You understand? If you want to be leader, go on to the Jamaica Labour Party. And that may I tell you. And if anybody else, I think the same, or if you don't have that in your mind, you no go on to the Jamaica Labour Party. You no go on to the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes, so I have a few questions for die-hearted People's National Party supporter. Name one person that was more important to this election that we just saw, that Mark Golding is getting a lot of credit for, saying Mark Golding unite the party and all that. Name one person that was more important to this election than Damion Crawford. I could not turn on my TV without seeing Damion Crawford. I could not look every single rally. Damion Crawford was all over the island at every political rally. I saw Damion Crawford more than I saw the opposition leader. So it is just crazy that just because of a rumor out there that Damion Crawford is being attacked like this. And if I was Damion Crawford, trust me, I don't know how I'd feel. So if you are die-hearted PMP and you feel like Damion Crawford, all the flack that people cussing out Damion Crawford now, you name one person that was more important to this election than Damion Crawford. Damion Crawford, every single political rally that I saw, that Damion Crawford was the hype man. Damion Crawford was the hype man for all of these elections. And then now, just because of some rumor that Damion Crawford is going to challenge Mark Golding, which is allowed, it is allowed. in any one of the political party, whether PMP or GLP, if you lose an election, it's allowed to be challenged. It's not illegal. It's not like you win the election or you're in the midst of your being a prime minister and somebody challenge you. You lost the election. Automatically, when the conference comes up, the PMP conference, someone is allowed to challenge. So I don't know why all of this meltdown over just a rumor that Damion Crawford is going to challenge. The second question is, they talk about Mark Golin uniting the party. And if Mark Golin is accused, people are accusing Mark Golin of one of the person that divided the party with the Rise United. And so if he's a part of the group of people that divided the party, that started a party within the party, can you still give him credit for uniting a party when he was a part of dividing it? That's question number 2. Question number 3, if it is so wrong to challenge the opposition leader, if this is such a big deal, challenging Mark Golin, even after he lost the election, why was there a challenge for Portia Simpson-Miller twice? Why was there a challenge for Portia Simpson-Miller twice? Why was Peter Phillips challenged if this is such a bad move? And as I said, I don't understand it. I know this is basic knowledge in politics. You lose an election, you go up as the opposition leader, you lose an election, there can be a challenge. If Mark Golin is confident enough, if all the praise that Mark Golin is getting for uniting the party, if all the delegates are so confident in him, then they would re-elect him. Damion Crawford could go up against him. Peter Bunting could go up against him, and they would lose if the people are so confident in him. So I don't understand why this meltdown about the challenge, as if a challenge is the worst thing that could happen in a party when these things happen all the time. I'm still not understanding it. Okay, and the final question, what about the delegates? Because I was having a conversation, I was having a phone call with someone that used to be a delegate of the People's National Party, and the person brought up that, saying that if Mark Golin go ahead and do this, if Mark Golin, what happens to the delegates? The delegates are an integral part of any political party. They are the people that they are on the ground, and they are the one that's doing the dirty work. And if you make the decision for the delegates, what happened to them? What purpose do the delegates serve if one person or a group of people, they are going to come and they are going to decide without even the input of the delegates? Somebody need to answer that. Because the reality is that Mark Golin is not even the most popular person in his party right now. Mark Golin is not the most popular People's National Party member. Damion Crawford is more popular than Mark Golin. Even Lisa Anna that left the party, she is more popular than Mark Golin. When you look at, I did a poll earlier this week, and over 1,500 people responding to that poll. And Lisa Anna double and tripled up everyone. So Lisa Anna, even though she's not in the party anymore, she's more popular than Mark Golin still. When you look at Damion Crawford is more popular than Mark Golin also. And one of the things, because I've been having a lot of conversation with a lot of different people, and one of the things that this reminds me of the 1980s with Edward Seaga. Edward Seaga insists on holding on to the Jamaica Labour Party and did not allow anybody to challenge. And that is how the People's National Party won 4 straight elections. And I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and they pointed out that and say it looked like, this is history repeating itself. But this time it's going to be the People's National Party. That even if they think that someone is there that could go up against Andrew Holness and have a better chance of winning, they are going to hold on to Marky G because of loyalty to Marky G, even though the possibility of him winning is not even that great. Because the reality is, people are saying that, Mark Golin did so great in this election to bring it from 14 to 28 seats. but that could not be further from the truth. The only result would have been good for the People's National Party in this election would have been a win. Anything but a win is not a good result for this election. This is actually the first election in my lifetime where a government that is not so popular, a government going through any type of controversy, would still win the election. Every single election in my lifetime where a government is unpopular, a government is going through like a major scandal or some type of disaster, the opposition leader always come in and win. So let me drag you back, give you some history lesson. So 1989 election, when Edward Seaga went up against Michael Manley. Michael Manley won that election because the fact that Gilbert was in 1988 and Edward Seaga had promised the Jamaican people that the country could have been restored, and the country was not restored. The country took a long time to restore, and that was a landslide victory for the People's National Party. Fast forward to PJ Patterson. PJ Patterson on his third and final term as Prime Minister of Jamaica. That was his most unpopular, like he was very unpopular because of the Cuban light bulb scandal, because of the FinSac, because of everything that happened within all that time that PJ was Prime Minister. He was very unpopular. And when he passed over to Portia Simpson Miller, what happened? She got beat down by Bruce Golding. And the final one, Bruce Golding in office. And Bruce Golding was so unpopular because of what went down in Tivoli Gardens. He passed it over to Andrew Holness, and Andrew Holness lost badly to Portia Simpson and the People's National Party. So this is actually the first time in my lifetime where we're seeing a government that they're accusing this government now of 38 bank account, all of these corruption in politics. We're talking about COVID. Andrew Holness is one of the only prime minister or the only leaders in the world that still remain after COVID. Most of the leaders, I think they said up to 75% of leaders that were in power during COVID, they were not re-elected because of people are still upset because people thought that, look, they forced us to take this vaccine and all of these type of stuff. So Mark Golding was going up against, Mark Golding is not the 2025 Andrew Holness that Mark Golding could not beat. Mark Golding is not going to be able to beat Andrew Holness in 2030 because the chances of Andrew Holness being unpopular in 2030, the chances of any more scandal, the chances of another pandemic, all I'm saying is that in 2030, Andrew Holness could be way more popular than he is right now. And Mark Golding is not going to beat a popular Andrew Holness. So take it with a grain of salt. But I believe that, look, the People's National Party is making a big mistake if they try to demonize Damion Crawford or anyone else who wants to challenge Mark Golding. Because the reality is, Mark Golding was right there when Peter Phillips was being challenged. So this is a level of hypocrisy. So guys, sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Keep it respectful. Don't cuss me out. Like no expletives. Like any expletives in the comment section would have to be deleted. Let us argue like, civil human beings. Disagree, agree, leave it in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.